Hi everyone, welcome back. In today's video, we'll be talking about a very gorgeous looking IM from KB Ear, the KB02. Before we get started, a big thanks to Keep Hi-Fi for sending over the KB02 for review. But as always, this review will be 100% my honest opinion. Let's start with the box itself. The box is quite nice looking. It shows the picture of the IM and of course the features. On the back of the box, there's the specs of the IM. Okay, so let's open the box. Previously, the IM was here. And then you get a manual that I obviously didn't read. And inside this box, you get a cable and 3 types of ear tips. And I will also talk about the ear tips, because for this IM, ear tips play a lot of role in how this IM would sound. And here is the IM and the cable. So let's start with the build quality and comfort. The KB02 is made out of resin and it looks absolutely stunning. The KB02 is also available in 3 colors, if the camera can properly show the highlight and stuff and exposure. Anyway, the color options are crystal violet, this one, a misty blue and maple brown. It does not look like a budget IM at all. By the way, this IM cost around 28 to around $40 US, depending on where you get them, or if there are any discounts or sales. The one thing that I always notice with KB Ear and 3 or Tri branded IM, I believe the 3 or Tri is a sub-brand of KB Ear, but I could be wrong. Their IM is always very resonant for some reason. Most likely they did not feel the IM like this is a hollow resin. Let me try to reproduce the sound. Let me bring the IM closer to my mic and hit it. I am not sure if the mic captured the tonking noise, but with KB Ear and 3 or Tri, the i3 Mark III is made out of metal and it produces the same tonking noise. As for the cable, as you can see, it just kinda sad looking, to be honest. Also the chin slider, bro, oh my god. It's really unusable, like you can't even, probably if you try to tighten up the chin slider, most likely this part of the cable gonna be torn first before the chin slider goes near to your chin. As for the comfort, it is in fact quite comfortable, but I do have some issues with the resonance of this IM. You really need to have a perfect seal to eliminate those resonances. Probably that's why KB Ear provide us with 3 different types of ear tips in the first place, maybe? For me, the best ear tips to eliminate the resonance is to use which one? Yeah, this one. The stock ear tips that looks kinda grayish with red stem, or the final Type E. With these two ear tips, I almost got zero issues with the resonance. Like, if you did not get a very good seal, it will, for some reason, if there's like a bass, like upper bass sound playing, you will quite literally hear a tonking sound or tonking noises like tong 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 tong. So I don't know, it's either KB ear always make their IM very resonant or something, or because this is a bone conduction IM. The KB ear KB02 is a hybrid using 10mm elastic piece type bone conduction and a single beryllium dynamic driver, also 10mm. The body of the IM, as I said, it is made from resin and it looks really gorgeous. And it is apparently, at least on the box, they said it is hand polished. Let me grab back the box. Here, hand polish. As for the cable, the page only said it is made with high purity OFC cable and that's it. And genuinely the cable looks kinda sad. Okay, now let's talk about the sound. The setup I used is the KB ear KB02, obviously, with the stock cable and with the stock gray ear tips and final Type E. And I connect the KB02 to Vio BTR11, my Poco M6 Pro, and Kiwi Ears Allegro Pro. For the music is from Apple Music, covering J-pop, rock, EDM, metal, jazz, and rap. My first impression of the KB ear KB02 is that it is not what I expected them to be. I thought it's going to be like an ultra bass head IM, but apparently the KB02 has a very close tuning to the Moondrop, typical Moondrop single dynamic driver VDSF target curve. It is like very close to Moondrop Chew 2, which is more or less just like a Harman modified with extra mid bass. And for the rest of the review, I will also probably compare it to Chew 2, because Chew 2 is always my go-to budget under 50 USD IM. So now let's talk from the bass. The bass itself is full sounding, thick, tight, but feels a bit dry and unique, probably due to the fact it uses bone conduction for the bass. Bass speed is also very good. It can keep up with your double pedal metal songs, provided if you get a very good seal. If you did not get a good seal, it will sound like you can literally hear the tonking noises, mid-range, a bit thick and on the musical side. The timbre of the vocals and instruments are actually very good. Especially reminding the price of this IM is only at around 28 USD to 40 USD. There's like absolutely no metallic timbre for the mid-range, which is very nice for under 50 USD IM. As for the treble, the extension is above average, definitely more extended than Chew 2, and it has very good detail retrieval for its price, especially if you get them for $28 US. And it does not sound harsh at all. So for the technicalities, for a 28 to 40 USD IM, depending if it's sell or not or where you get them, I would say the KB02 technicalities are very good, especially if you get them for around $28 US. let's start with the stage. The stage is clearly wider than, let's say, Moondrop Q2, though the Q2 prices are indeed lower than the KB02. Also, the stage layering is noticeably better as it feels like the KB02 has more layers, and it makes the stage feels more realistic with the rendering and the sound placement. And as for the imaging, as always, as for IM under 300, usually, I always say that the imaging is 2.5D sounding, and what I mean by that, it definitely does not provide holographic imaging like your flagship IM or 300 USD and above, but it does not sound 2D sounding either, like it just gave whatever random sounds without any depth. Separation and positioning, it's actually very good. I assume the bone conduction is only handling the sub bass until around 200 Hz and most likely above those frequencies is handled by the Beryllium dynamic driver. So for a hybrid, but most of the frequencies are handled by the dynamic driver, it actually provides better performance than the legendary super budget Q2 from Moondrop. What about the detail retrieval? It's also very good. It picks up a decent amount of micro details again, definitely better than Q2 from Moondrop. Well, it technically should be because it is more expensive than the Q2, but it's also depending on where you get this IM from and if there's any sales or discounts. Okay, now for the comparison. Of course, I will compare it with the legendary Moondrop Q2. The Q2 costs around $23 US. It is cheaper, but if you could get the KB02 at a discounted price, the price difference is actually like only $5 US, because I saw earlier today like some reseller actually sell this IM for like $28 US. As for build wise, the Q2 for long term, I guess it could handle more abuse than the KB02 since the Q2 is made out of metal. Though look wise, the KB02 is like, as you can see, it looks very gorgeous, and the camera is clearly cannot display the gorgeousness of this IM. As for the cable, both are just kinda sad, to be honest. Sound wise, it sounds tonally really close to each other. The KB02 has this unique full thick and tight and speedy but a bit drier bass than the Q2. And the timbre of the mid-range is definitely better on the KB02. I noticed that with Q2 it has a hint of metallic sounds like metal resonance or something. The KB02 is free from that metallic timbre. As for the treble, the KB02 is also more extended than the Q2, as I said previously before. And again, it does not have or has, I don't know, grammar, and I record this at 2 AM anyway, it does not have or has a metallic timbre. And definitely the KB02 has better detail retrieval. Technicality wise, the KB02 definitely better than Q2. Though, one thing I must remind you again, the KB02 has these issues with their construction being very resonant. So you do really need to have a very good seal to eliminate those resonance. I am actually not sure if this is the consequences of using a bone conduction type driver or it is just how KBEer and their subbrand always made their IEM. Because like I said that previously on my review of the Tri-i3 or Tri-i3, I don't know how to pronounce it correctly, the Mark III, it also exhibits the same kind of resonance. So for the conclusion, if you're looking for a budget under 50 USD IM, the KBEer KB02 actually quite good, provided if you are gonna buy a third-party ear tips or you can at least try the demo unit first or something, like in your local store, but most likely you can't, so you should kinda consider that too. And then the cable is kinda sad looking, and of course I need to remind you again about the resonant thing. But despite having these weird quirks, I do think that if you could get the KB02 for, let's say, like where I saw earlier, I don't know which reseller sell this IM for 28 US dollar. And again, provided if you can get a perfect seal, well, I guess the KB02 is worth at least sound-wise than the Chu 2. Because clearly, like in the past, I don't know how many months or years, the Chu 2 is always has been my go-to recommendation IM for less than 50 US dollar. But from a pure sound perspective, hearing the KB02 sounds just like a Chu 2 without metallic timbre and has better technicalities. I think the KB02 is worth it. But if you're not sure if you're gonna get a perfect seal, or you can try the IM first, or cannot handle the fact that the KB02 has this very resonant body, or you just want a very simple wear and forget IM without needing to tweak anything, like for example this is your ears and this is like you need to kinda do this motion first to get that perfect seal and you did not like that, then maybe the Chu 2 is your best bet. But again, I really need to emphasize this. If you could get a perfect seal, the KB02 is clearly better than the Chu 2, especially the timbre. Because I am so used to hear the Sennheiser HD600 and 650 series, and that headphones has like really good timbre, so from that headphones wearing Chu 2, it feels like, oh my god, why there's a metallic hint? And the KB02 does not have that metallic hint. So yeah, most likely my review would be like this. Thanks for sticking with me until the end. If you found this review helpful, leave a like, hit subscribe, and share the video with your friends. Now it's like almost 3 AM and I will probably sleep. I'll catch you in the next one. Bye for now.